Hello everybody, we are here, and this video starts right at the end of qualifying, actually. As you can see here, this is round 5 at Austria. The video says rounds 4 and 5, I'll get to that in a second, and this has been a pretty solid lap. Nothing heroic, but just very solid. Just very solid overall lap. Nail the final 2 corners, we come across the line. So I'm talking about 104.4. I was hoping to get a tenth or so lower than that, maybe, you know, if I really put together an amazing lap. But hey, put together a damn good lap. And right now it is good enough for P1 as it stands. And to talk about round 4. Round 4 was supposed to be Monaco. But a lot of people knew that they were shit at that track, so they just decided they weren't going to do the race at all. And this league has this really cool function where if it doesn't have 10 people for a race, they just cancel the race. So everyone literally gets rewarded for bitching out of a race, while the people that are actually dedicated and show up for the race get absolutely nothing. I mean, I don't need to go into more detail. I've already brought up why this is a terrible fucking idea, and it falls upon absolutely deaf ears. So nonetheless, that round didn't happen. So I guess on the bright side, I mean, that was the other track I was really worried about on the calendar that I don't have to worry about now. But at the same time, a championship rival, AC Immortal, wasn't going to be there. So yeah, that would have been like, let's say even, you know, I get second, I get third. That's another 15 to 20 points in that range that I'm up on my championship rival. We do have the championship lead now, but yeah, that's a huge amount of points. You know, that could definitely be championship deciding. But nonetheless, here we are at Austria after a canceled race because totally thought that's a good idea. And yeah, we stand on pole position as it is. So yeah, that's round 4 summarized. Didn't happen. So now welcome to the round 5 part of the video. Those runs, even though there's a few minutes left, would go on to be our last runs of the session. As you can see, we got pole position by about a tenth over AC Immortal, and then a little bit of a gap, only a couple tenths to DJ Death Dragon and the rest of the field following. So yes, we will be on pole position as the track is starting to drizzle. So yes, the track is going to rapidly decrease in pace. So those will be the final standings in this qualifying session. Now we fast forward all the way past the formation lap, you can see a nice beautiful sunset has fallen on this track, which again, the settings are supposed to be the realistic start time, and once again the settings are wrong on our lobby. I absolutely can't believe it. This league is known to just be absolutely bang on consistent when it comes to having the lobby settings correct. But nonetheless, we get a decent launch off the line. I don't believe we have a medium runner this time. Right behind us in AC Immortal. Off to a great start. We're going to burn some of the battery to make sure that we hold this position on lap 1. We got a great launch off the line on these hard tires as we come up the hill in this beautiful sunset that wasn't supposed to be here. And yep, go slightly defensive in the corner just to make sure we deter any thought of a late move. And yes, we can see a little bit of gap behind, and we have held our position on lap 1. Not really much to talk about in the strategy for this race. You guys know exactly what I'm doing at this point. But yeah, this is a great start. Coming off our first, well, coming off of a cancellation, I'm sorry. But before that, coming off our first win of the season, claiming both the Drivers and Constructors Championship lead. And we're really looking to put our foot down in this championship fight. We progress forward a little bit here just to show you guys, yeah, nothing really has changed in the race. So they're still just barely sticking within my DRS. But yes, we still comfortably hold our lead here early on in this one. Fast forwarding to lap 12 here, you can see AC Immortal just barely in the range of proximity I was behind. I see a little flash of a yellow there. I just figure that's like a slow lap car. I don't really pay any attention to it. But then, as I come around the final corner, I peek behind me to see how close AC Immortal is, and I realized he wasn't there. My brain puts 2 and 2 together, and I realized that that flash of the yellow was at the end of Sector 2, catching, you know, that sector going yellow because he had spun coming out of the double left-hander. So yeah, big championship implications there, especially if there isn't a safety car in this race, as the field has really spread out in this one, which is surprising for an Austria race. The field is really spread out here. And yeah, with AC Immortal spinning, that puts a big gap between me and him, and really not only helps kind of seal this race for me, even though we were in a slight control of it. I wouldn't say absolute control, but we were in decent control of it. Now we're in absolute control of it, as I believe there was like 3 or 4 seconds to the next car behind him, and we were a couple tenths faster elapsed. Yeah, no real threat behind now. So basically, I'm just running my own race, and then if a safety car comes out, then it's game one again, the race for the win. But if not, then as it stands, it's just going to end up being a free win. And I'm not going to complain about that one bit. We are actually supposed to get rain right at the end of this race. So if it stays green, I don't think the rain will come in time, but anything can happen. But if there will be a safety car, that would definitely mean that we will be switching to the intermediate tires at some point right at the end of this race. So it can make things really interesting if that does happen. Make a big jump forward. Again, nothing's happened. The gap continues to slightly grow over time behind. AC Immortal has not climbed back up the second yet, so yeah, I don't really got to think about anything behind. Just cruising, hammering into consistent laps, making sure I err on the side of caution to make sure not to spin out, not to give myself a dumb penalty. We now hit our pit stop with about 11 or 12 laps to go. One of the medium tires, and we are set to run to the end of this one. And we're starting to get enough of a gap that, if there is rain that comes, we can kind of react to what everyone else does. If second and third pit, and then I can see if they're a second or two fast that lap, then I will still be able to pit and have enough of a gap that will still comfortably be in control of this one. So yeah, this one is firmly in our control as long as there isn't a safety car, which could happen. And yeah, I wish there was more to report on this one, but this was a extremely boring win. The rain just started to slightly trickle down with a lap and a half to go, so obviously no point to pit. I just took it very slow in the final lap just in case. And yeah, we will come across the line. I mean, this is a big win for us, 2 in a row, solidifying our championship lead. But in terms of entertainment for the video, I know that this was a really boring one and also a really short one. Like I said, I try to find that happy medium on these videos where I definitely hit all the highlights of the race, but I don't just milk it on where you're just watching a bunch of laps of nothing happening. So yeah, this one ended up probably being my shortest video of a race recap ever, of a full race. And you can see there, AC Immortal, I had a 21-second lead to the win. AC Immortal got all the way back up to the podium, so props to him on the comeback drive. But yeah, that's 15 points for him and 25 for me, so that's another 10-point advantage for us in the championship. And with me and him consistently running in the podium positions, that's a decent chunk of points to have as an advantage. So yeah, great race weekend for us overall. Pole position and the race win. I know this one, again, was a short one and more of a boring one. So I'm definitely going to be doing another upload very soon. I don't want to say today because when I upload these, I upload it while I'm sleeping, but then while I'm sleeping is not while most viewers are sleeping, because most viewers are not American, so yeah, I'll just say I'll be doing another upload coming up sooner than I usually do, because yeah, like I said, this is pretty much a short one, and I'm going to try to keep these ones rolling out because I want to cover this entire season that had happened here before the release of the new game, which I will talk about my idea for things I'm going to upload for the new game. I'll be talking about that in the finale video of this season. So yeah, not going to let this one drag on longer than it needs to be. Thanks guys for watching. Again, sorry this one's a boring one, but that just happens sometimes. But stay tuned because a little bit of a spoiler, there are some very not boring ones yet to come.